All right. Good morning. Welcome. This is our Sagittarius season practice. I think this will do. I'm in a kind of situation here in Black Mountain, North Carolina, with a little old pit bull. Maybe he'll make an appearance. He's the sweetest dog ever. But come have a seat with me as we begin. Have some tissues close by. I'm pointing to a box you can't see because we're going to start with a little bit of pranayama. And you might want to clear out the passages so that you don't blow snot all over yourself. So Sagittarius is a fire sign ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's like Santa Claus. Here he comes. Hi, buddy. Hi, honey. Well, you're a good boy. You're a good dog. And it brings gifts and luck and optimism. Sagittarius is the most optimistic sign of the zodiac. It helps us explore our lessons, explore and philosophize experience and what that brings to our life, how we interact in the world, our conditioning, our patterns, but with this ability to see like the silver linings. Everything is energy and everything is just a way of learning. So there's less drama. Like Scorpio pulled in all the drama, deep, dark, psychic, or like that psyche turmoil deep within us, right? That's dramatic. It's uncomfortable. It is based off of the watery emotion of all that we, encounter from our relationships with self and the world and each other. And look at this guy. Oh my goodness. So, coming out of that, now we can zoom out, look at the big picture, and also have this real sense of fire in this exploration so that we can see that the best possible outcome can happen. When we're in the watery places of the cycles and the signs and like Scorpio season, we tend to pigeonhole ourselves and get stuck in this very focused, narrow lens of how I feel right now, right? And we can get stuck there. So now we're broadening and looking from the wide lens. All right, so get comfortable in your seat. Really feel that you can let go of the weight of your legs. And the practice today will be pretty dynamic. It's going to fuel that deep sense of fire of our truth and the truth that we live by, and challenge the way that we look at these poses as the destination and like throw that out the window and not care and be in the journey to it in a place that keeps us in an expansive, free, and enjoyable place. So don't think you have to get to the shape that I'm in. Don't think of the end goal. Be in the place as we lead up to these things as a reflection of Sagittarius helping us see like it's not the destination, it's the journey. And the beauty comes from learning each step of the way. So let's start first by getting comfortable, letting the legs drop heavy, the spine sit upright, and we'll connect to the heart. I like palm over palm. You might like palms pressed together. Take a few slow, broadening breaths by widening your bottom ribs. You can feel the ribs squeeze together. And look back through the last month. How'd it go for you? It was not an easy month for a lot of my friends, myself included. A lot of stuff came up. A lot of tears were shed. So what did we pull from that experience? Can we see a pattern? Can we see limitations? Can we see where we're maybe stuck? and pigeonholed in one way of thinking. And then set your intention to broaden out from that, to zoom out. Thank you, buddy. To see the big picture, find a silver lining, and tap into Sagittarius energy. It opens up, maybe the intention can be around opening your eyes to the serendipitous moments, okay? To opening up to the signs that the universe present, to seeing them. Good boy. Go lay down. Take a big breath into your heart, solidifying your intention out of loving kindness toward yourself. And let the exhale release the hands, release the intention. Come on, buddy. And let's switch the cross of our legs. Adjust your seat so you're comfortable. Bishop, go lay down. Good boy. At least he's a good listener. Okay, so clear out your nose. Feel like there's nothing in either nostril. We're going to do Kapalabhati breath to stimulate the heat within, to find this faster pace rhythm and get all of the energy within us fired up. Okay? This breath is said to open up our connection to source. So let's think about that as we want to, again, be open and receptive to the messages, the serendipitous pieces of our day. Every day there's messages coming through. It's just whether or not we're open to seeing them. And when we're pigeonhole focused or have this narrow lens on one emotion or on one experience or an attachment to something, we miss them. So take a nice big breath in and out. We're going to do a few rounds. Let me give you a little bit of information. Let me rewind for a second. So we might want to sit on our shins. It might be an easier place because what this breath is to fill like 3/4 of the way up and then using the belly muscles to pull and kind of push the exhale out sharp and fast. The inhales automatically happen and you're doing that in and out of the nose. That's why we want to blow our nose, because you'll blow like stuff out. Okay, and we'll do 50 short. Okay, I already blew my nose, but still more came out. So let the inhales just happen. What happens is the body might start to kind of flex and extend, or cow-cat. We just want to stay neutral. It's just the belly muscles pulling back. And it is sharp, so it might kind of reverberate through. Try to minimize that. The shoulders are not going up and down. Just try to feel this fluidity, but also be aware if it gets agitating, if it's stirring up too much, if it feels like there's this sense of, like you might pass out, right? It doesn't have to be very fast. It can be slow. It can be at a rhythm that feels like you're maintaining it in, again, an easeful way. Release it if it's not working for you and just breathe consciously. It's all we really need to do. Okay? We're going to do 3 rounds, and after the 50 short fast, we're going to take a huge breath in and retain it. Maybe 20 seconds, but retain it only as long as feels good to you. And then you can stay in a full pattern until I cue the next round, or you can start the second round right after your exhale. So it's kind of hard to do recorded together. Okay, so pay attention if you feel like it's not benefiting you, and then just let it go if it's not. Okay, so let's take a big breath in and out through our nose together. Inhale 3/4 of the way, and then force. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out slowly. Second round. Inhale 3/4 of the way. And then exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale it out. Last round. Inhale 3/4 of the way. Inhale. Hold. Exhale it out smoothly. Let your breath return to a natural cadence. Noticing anything. All right, let's come to stand. Top of the mat. Step into your feet. Feel the four corners drop you down. Root and connect deep into the earth. Pull up through that root, toning the quads, stacking the hips on the heels, finding that Mula Bandha, drawing the pelvic floor in and up, the lower belly in and up, the Uddiyana Bandha. That's the upward lift of energy. Relax the shoulders, lengthen up through the neck, through the crown. Revisit your intention. Inhale, pull it up and through. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean to the left. Try not to pop the hips forward. Let your head rest on your arm. Big breath here. Inhale, come up to center. Grab left, lean right. Inhale, come up to center. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean left. Tilt your chest toward the floor. Inhale, tilt your chest toward the sky. Inhale, center, grab left, lift, lean right. Tilt your chest to the floor. Inhale it up to the sky. Come on up to center, soften the knees, and fold all the way down. I love a block here. Bring the floor closer so your legs can press straight. Your spine can get long and in its neutral straight. And then the hinge of the hip crease can bring depth to our stretch. Try not to round the upper back. Maybe you pump a little bit with the inhale to stretch further away from the floor and an exhale to drop into the fold. Strong quads, whole time. All right, soften into the knees with a straight spine. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, cactus, open the arms. Elbows straight out to the side. Right, we're going to stack the hips on the heels. Hug the ribs in. Chin into the throat. And then curl the heart open into the standing back bend any amount. Open up. Feel like your heart is a direct beam of light straight to source. Shoulder blades in and down the back. Try to pull those bottom corners closer to each other. On the back of the solar plexus, I know who I've been and who I want to become from that information. Back of the solar plexus to the front, understanding, experience, and philosophizing on all of that to expand forward. Inhale, come straight up. Soften the knees and sit back into chair with hands straight forward of the heart. Right, so in chair, feel like your sit bones are reaching to the back edge of your mat. Belly and ribs are pulled in. We're maintaining, again, natural curves of the spine. I like wide feet. You can feel what's right for your foundation. With hands together in front of the heart, feel like this is our arrow of intention. Lift your arm bones. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Take a nice deep breath in. Sink a little lower. Take your hands to the right knee. We're going to move with the breath. Anchor here. Inhale, reach out and up. Maybe follow your hand with your gaze. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale it down. One more. Stay low. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Anchor. Inhale, out and up. Exhale it down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale it down. One more. Inhale, bring that arrow straight forward of the heart. Where are we intending to go? Exhale, fold over the legs. Alternately bend, then one knee, then the other. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Bend the knees. Keep your spine straight as you come on up. Hands to prayer at the heart. So from the front of the mat, we're going to step into the right foot. Tone the legs, hips on heels. Lift the left foot so that, lift the left hip so that you lift the left foot and keep the legs straight. And then let me just step into a place where I have space. I don't have space here. So we're just giving a little prep. We want head to left heel in one line with each other and hinge at the hip crease here. Think of when we were little kids at the playground and there was like that bar, or if you did gymnastics and you would jump up on the bar and lock out your arms and then like do a somersault over the bar. Feel like you're on that bar and you're hinging and kicking equally, okay? So, you can keep your hands on your heart or bring them to the hips, but step into your right foot, lift the left hip, exhale, hinge and kick. Hip, knee, and toes face the floor. Bottom ribs, hips, shoulders square the floor. Okay? Exhale, hinge, kick. Both strong, straight legs. One more. Exhale, hinge, kick. Come on up. As you step into the right foot, bend into the knee, and just slide the left foot back to warrior one. Left foot has the angle so that the left hip can face the front of the mat. Shorten your stance as much as you need to for that to happen. I don't care if your feet are very close together. Focus on the hips squaring forward. I can't say it enough. We get stuck on how we think warrior one should look because of very flexible, experienced yogis showing us that on social media or whatever. And their feet are really far away. Their hips are somewhat even open still, but they have this deep lunge in the right knee. I want us to focus, see where my hips are facing with the feet really long. Step in, maybe even wider, to really get left hip facing straight forward. Then power that left leg strong and straight. Right hand stays down on the thigh. Let your right shoulder hang heavy, left arm up and over behind the head. Press your head back into your arm. Keep the ribs hugged and tight. Feel your left elbow lift and pull you to the right. Feel this nice, juicy stretch. Hips need to be squared to the front of the mat. Deepen into your breath. It's important to feel the stretch deep because I want to access your psoas muscle. Inhale, come up to center. Bring your palms together. If overhead, you can see I have a lot of shoulder tension. It's not comfortable to bring my hands together overhead. I'm going to come back centered and forward or right over the heart, right in front of the heart. My arrow of intention. Remember, Sagittarius is the archer. We're taking our heart's intentions as each arrow from our bow into the future. Where are we aiming those arrows? Think of that. And then take another breath in that expression. All right, we're going to take the prayer hands outside the right knee. Lift the tail. Feel the power in that. Slide into your right foot, lift the left heel, and then step left foot forward and wide. 3 more. Inhale out and up. Exhale it down. Inhale out. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale, come up to stand. Take a breath. Notice. Right, second side. Step into your left foot. Lift the right hip. Lift the right foot. Okay. And then exhale, hinge, and fold. Inhale up. Hip, knee, and toes face the floor. Ribs, shoulders square the floor, each other. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale it up. Step into the left foot. Right toes out to the side. Just slide it back to warrior 1. Set your feet, hips distance. Find the length of your stance to focus on that right hip squaring straight forward, and then anchor through the right leg. Left hand stays down, right arm up over to the left. Behind the head, press back. Focus on squaring the front of the mat, leaning left to get into the right psoas. So the reason I'm being super nitpicky here is because the psoas muscle is linked to our fight, flight, freeze response of the sympathetic nervous system. Sagittarius is all about releasing our fears to wander, to go into the unknown, to expand beyond where we've been, what we've known, to have faith that what can happen can be better. The best outcome can happen, something that we don't even realize. We open to explore that. So stretch open the psoas. Take another breath. Inhale, come up to center. Prayer hands overhead, again, to source or straight forward. Find warrior 1 with prayer hands together in a comfortable place. And not about how the end pose should look. It's about taking each step and staying in a place of comfort and exploration. It's the adventure of the journey. Warrior 1 is squaring the front of the mat. It's the first of the poses. It's facing the future, square, dead on. I see where I'm going. Hands outside the left knee. Lift the tail, lift the right heel, step wide. Inhale out and up. Exhale down. Inhale out. Exhale down. Inhale out. Exhale down. Inhale. Tadasana. Take a moment, a breath, reflect. All right. Step into your right foot. Same thing. Left foot slides back. Now we have 2 straight legs. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Maybe you step wider. Maybe you step shorter. Okay. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hinge and fold and clasp your hands on your leg. Maybe it's up on the thigh. Wherever your hands are clasped and pressing into your leg is where you can maintain the neutral curves of your spine and not round the upper back to touch. Right, so feel the sit bones pull straight to the wall behind you. The tail lifting up to the sky. That forward fold is coming from the pelvic tilt. You're going to feel that intensity in the right leg. You can use a block too if you prefer. And then wherever your arms are, firm up the legs. Feel your right hip pull back, your shoulder blades pull together, and your chin and ribs squeeze into the spine. Nice slow breaths here. All right, soften into the right knee, step forward, find a breath. Notice right leg, left leg. Step into the left foot. Slide the right foot back. 2 straight legs. Left hip pulls back. Hips square the front of the mat. Inhale out and up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Clasp on the left leg. Don't think again that it has to be the same on this side. Our hamstrings are not equal side to side. Feel that there's this balanced action of pressing into your leg and pressing your leg into your hands. Left hip continually moving back. Strong quads, shoulder blades flat on the back. Take some breaths. Maybe each exhale brings you depth. Have curiosity. Be exploratory. Don't get caught up on where you're going or what it should look like. Be where you are on the journey here. Soften into the knee. Step forward. Take a breath. Reflect. All right, we're going to step. Doesn't matter which foot. And parallel the feet. Prasarita Padottanasana. With the feet parallel, find again the width now that feels good. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back unless that doesn't feel good. And feel like the palms stay together in the clasp if you can. And then draw the arms down as the heart, maybe the gaze lifts up. Firm up the legs. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge and fold. Letting go of the head. And feeling the hands stretch out of the shoulders, then overhead. Soften the knees, hands to the hips. Look forward. With a flat back, slowly rise all the way up. Open the arms. Reach up, 5-pointed star. From your feet, pull into the hips. From your hips, rise up through the crown. From your shoulders, expand in these 2 directional diagonals. And feel the light within you beaming brightly, like the star that you are. We are all stardust. We are all of the same energy. Let Sagittarius light that up. All right, take the reverse clasp behind the back. Unless you hate that. Lift the arms, shoulder blades back, and then down. As the hands drop down, heart and maybe gaze shift up. Exhale, hinge and fold. 3 more breaths. Keep the legs strong and straight. Release the hands. And then we have some options here. I want to tap in, give you an opportunity to tap into the fear here. Right, so depending on what you want to do, here are your options. You can twist and just stay in this movement, letting the hip shift in your twist. You can go back and forth, you can hold and stay. Okay. You can come to headstand if that's something you want to try. If you're in a room where you have a wall, we can maybe push through fear a little bit more with the wall there to catch us. So I'm just going to flip myself around with wide stance. Here's what I was thinking. To take some straddle hops, right? So hands are anchored under shoulders. You can grip your fingertips and even spider the fingers if that feels good. Arms straight and strong. Try not to let the elbows bend. Lift the heels and just get weight into your hands. Bringing the hips higher. See how it feels. With your gaze fixated, maybe you bend the knees and just hop. Just hop. Maybe you can hover and hold the feet up from the floor and you find that place of like stillness. Okay? Then maybe you go for it. Get further and further. Okay. And you try, right? And then you reflect. And you notice, how'd you talk to yourself? Right? How did past experiences come into this present attempt? We just don't feel it. So I'm going to say, like, that was enough today for me. Okay? If you want to take a few more moments of exploration into pushing into fear, I'll give you that. About a few more moments here. We're going to make our way back to straddle feet, hands on the floor in any sort of position here in Prasarita Padottanasana. All right, if you're not here with me, come on down. We're going to take the right foot towards the short edge of the mat, bend the knee, crawl the left foot at a nice distance where you can get low and bring the hands off the left corner of the mat. So I'm getting my right knee stacked up on the heel, my left leg inward spiral, feet perpendicular, down on warrior 2 feet, down dog upper body, up on fingertips. And then lift your armpits and heavy the head. Feel your seat go back as your hands go forward. Bring your hands inside the right foot, pick up the left heel, and widen your feet with your hands inside the right leg into lizard stretch, lizard lunge here. Right, so squeeze the right knee in, lift the left thigh strong. Keep squeezing right knee in, left leg, lifting. All right. We're going to take now the left knee down under the hip. So our knees are at 90-degree angles. It's hard for you to see me here. Right? We're going to take the right hand up to the knee and twist left elbow to the right knee, hands to prayer. In this version of revolved side angle. Feel your right hip moving back. You're lifting your rib cage up to twist. And maybe your gaze goes to the right elbow. Okay, so we're gonna continue this journey. I'm not even gonna tell you where. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to just try, but also maintain this place of comfort, curiosity, adventure, and exploration. Okay, so we might open the arms to T. We might wrap, maybe bind. Maybe lift the back knee. Slowly unraveling back to our lizard. Right knee squeezing in, left thigh lifting high. Spin the left heel down. Inhale the left arm up. Wrap the left arm around the back. Maybe the right reaches through. Maybe the left foot steps forward and we come up bound with our right thigh. Maybe the leg goes straight. Maybe the gaze goes left. And we come back and unravel it. Left knee to the floor, right knee meets left. Sit into child's pose. Breathe and reflect. Soften the edges. Be the observer. Expand beyond the past narrative, the old you. Wander into the new version of who you want to become by taking a conscious effort in shifting something. All right, coming to down dog. We haven't been here yet. Kind of weird. I don't really have space to get into my dog here. But feel that your hands can be a little wide. Your fingers can be angled where your wrist feels really good. Soften the knees. Lift your armpits. Draw the head through the arms, relaxing. Ribs hug in, tail lifts. Keep all that upper body. Legs straight, heels reach back. 3 breaths. Soften the knees. Left foot steps wide. Right thigh strong and straight. Lift it up. Squeeze the left knee into your shoulder. Hands are inside. Power that right thigh strong to the sky. Spin the left heel down, right heel down. Crawl to the top corner of the mat. See, this way. Down dog lunge. Get low inside the left thigh. Crawl your hands to the right. Inward spiral right thigh. Lift your armpits, heavy the head. Back to our lizard, hands inside the left foot. Right foot steps hips width. Right knee down underneath the hip, 90-90. Right elbow, left knee. Hands to prayer. Feel your left hip moving back. Look to your left shoulder. Open the arms. Wrap around. Maybe bind. Maybe lift back knee. Where are you enjoying the journey? Are you stuck on the destination? Come back to being curious and free, expansive. Right, unwrap. Back to lizard. Left knee squeezing in. Right thigh lifted. Spin the right heel down. Inhale the right arm up. Wrap around the back. Bind around the thigh. Step the right foot forward. Maybe come up. Left leg. Extend it. Look right. And then back. Right, let it all go. Find left knee, right knee down, left knee meet it. Again, child's pose, or downward dog, or tabletop. Where do you want to find a little place of ease, reflection, connection to the breath, letting all of that go. It's not about where you landed. It's about how you journeyed through it and the attitude that you had in every one of those steps. Right, buddy? Yeah, he agrees. Yeah, come sit. Okay, we have a little bit more to do here before we come into a really nice stretchy place. So come up into downward dog. And then step the right foot forward for warrior one. Notice how it feels here and now. Right leg straight. Hands to prayer, forward of the heart. Lift the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. We're going to take the right hand outside, the left hand outside the right leg. Anchor it. Lift the tail. Lower as much as you want. 3 rounds of breath like we've done. Inhale out and up. Exhale down. Inhale out and up. Pull it down. Exhale down. Inhale out and up. Exhale down. To stay in now an option of revolve triangle, you can take a block for your left hand. It can stay outside the foot. It can come under your shoulder. Right hand to the hip to help push it back. Right hip leads the way into the twist. Left hip's facing straight forward. Let them shift and tilt in relationship to the ground. You do not have to stay parallel. Left hip can get lower, but feel the right hip moving back for the twist to open up. And then lean the heart back. As the right hip's moving back, feel the chest is leaning back. Release the twist. Soften into the right knee. Just gonna switch myself around here. We're gonna bend the right knee, hands up to the right thigh. Bend the left thigh. We're gonna bring our weight to the right foot. Bent left knee is going to kick the left foot up to the sky and pulse it 5 times. Keeping the right knee bent, extend the left leg straight back. Supported warrior 3 here with our hands on the thigh. Now press your hands into your thigh and your thigh straight, shoulder blades flat on the back. Find warrior 3. Right, so bent knees and then straight legs. Feel that inward spiral. I have the wall here. I'm actually going to push right into the wall. It's amazing. You have the wall, push into the wall. All right, from here, soften your right knee, right hand to the hip, left hand under the shoulder on a block or the floor, left leg kicks back. Now we're going to push the right hip back and twist it to the right into revolved half moon. Intense pose. Right, decide, I hate this. I don't like this destination. I want to go somewhere else. Do that. You can bend your left foot, bend your left knee reaching for the foot, opposite hand to foot. This might feel better. And then let it all go. Find our forward fold. Alternately bend, shake, whatever. Give yourself a breath or 2. Let it all go. Right, we have one more side to do, and then we're done with our standing sequences. It's intense. Right? So step it back to down dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior 1. Do all the things. Wide, long, hips forward, hands straight forward of the heart. Lift the arm bones, pull the shoulder blades back and down, hug through the midline. Left leg goes straight, hands outside the left leg, anchor, lift the tail, get long through the spine. Right hip facing forward, go as long as you want to. Inhale out and up. Exhale it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. To stay, grab your block. Maybe outside the foot, maybe under the shoulder. Left hand to the hip. Push it back. Squeeze the muscles of your legs. Open the chest. As the left hip moves back, lean your chest back. Unwrap your twist. I'm going to bring my foot here. Great. Bend into the left knee. Hands up on the left knee. Arms hug back. Pick up the right heel. Bend the right knee. And then lift the foot. Both knees bent. Pulse 5 times. Just going to do my other leg here. Right. And then Right leg goes straight. Get myself situated here. Left leg goes straight. In this supported warrior 3. Hip, knee, and toes on that right side face the floor. Shoulder blades flat on the back. Chin, ribs hugged in tight. Yeah, buddy, it's hard. It's so hard here. All right. Soften the left knee. Right hand goes down. Left arm twists up. Refold. What is this? Half moon. It's intense. Feel your left hip moving back. Maybe you grab your foot, opposite hand to foot. And then let it all go. Fold, sway, shake. Breathe, reflect. You made it. You made it through that warrior challenge. Intense poses. Fiery journey. All right, come to tabletop. Have a block or a folded blanket close by. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good boy. All right. From tabletop, we're coming right knee wide of the wrist for pigeon. Just gonna give myself a little diagonal here. Okay, so click your right toes into the mat. Lift, tuck your left toes under. Maybe lift the knee, depends. But feel like you can bring that left hip forward. Square your hips to the front edge of your mat. If you can lift the left knee and take the inner thigh up to the sky, it's going to help you there. Right? And then maybe you peek over your right shoulder. So you can take any form of pigeon. Obviously, you should know that. But maybe you follow me. I'm going to keep my left toes tucked under. I like it better today. And I bring my left forearm down and my right hand to the thigh. Pushing into my right thigh, keeping my right hip down. The energy of my right sit bone is squeezing to the midline as I twist up to the right. You can stay on your elbow or drop to your shoulder. The right hip might want to lift, so pay attention, keep the right hip down into the mat. Option to add on here, journeying more, you can take the left foot, right hand to left foot. Shoulder blades flat on the back, heart center bright and open. Flex your toes and push into your hands. It's going to pull your heart up a bit. Make sure your lower back feels good. Make sure you're not focused on this destination and you're in a place where the journey feels curious, expressive, expansive, joyful. Release the foot. Come out of the twist if you're there. Either root into the right hip or prop it up, lifting yourself. I'm going to take my cushion here and just give my right sit bone a little lift. Now the right hand is going to stay down. Further forward is usually more comfortable for the lower back. The closer to the hips, the more intense. It can be anywhere on the mat, inside, outside, on the thigh, doesn't matter. Bend the left knee, left hand, left foot, and then pull it in. Notice now my body is twisted open to the left. It's not wrong. I can give myself more sensation by bringing my chest forward to square the front of the mat. See if it's good for you to bring the foot into the crook of the elbow. Flex your toes against your arm and pull back. Sit taller. Maybe the right arm lifts, comes behind you. Gently returning all the way to tabletop. Breathe and notice. Right toes tuck under the right knee. Wiggle side to side. Into our second side. Left knee outside the wrist. Right leg crawls back. Make sure the knee is wider than the hip. Right toes tuck under. Lift the knees. Spiral the thigh into the midline, up to the sky. Square that right hip. The hip bone is facing forward. Twist, look left. Maybe float the knee. Lean forward if your lower back's aggregated. Finding your version or journeying onward with me. Right elbow comes down. Left hand to the thigh. Shoulder blades flat on the back. Maybe the right arm comes down. I like my elbow today. Maybe the foot comes in. Left hand to right foot. And flex your toes and pull your shoulder more open, your chest more open. And then we'll unwrap this other version or the variation. Left hip rooted or a little bit propped up or a lot propped up. Left hand anywhere. Right hand, right foot. Click those left toes into the mat. Hug through the inner thighs, the midline. Try and bring the chest forward. The right foot in. Are you in a place of expansion and enjoyment? Maybe you get the foot in the crook and they're anchoring into each other, pulling equally as you're pushing back. Right? Balanced action. Maybe you don't need the left arm. And it can come all the way around. Gently, slowly, all the way out and around to tabletop. Receive neutral. Left toes under, wiggle the left knee. All right. Let's get into a couple back bends. Come onto your back. Have a block close by. Feel like just put this dog towel down so you have a little bit more contrast of my body to the mat. There we go. Okay. So have a block close by, feet on the mat, shoulder blades flat under the heart, and then inhale up to bridge. Any arms. We're going to do 3 rounds. You can take the block. Even if you're on the block, feel that there's action of your pubic bone reaching forward, your ribs pulling back, and maybe up. Bones of the hips and the ribs stretching away. Arm bones hugged underneath, feet anchored. You can hold yourself up, come back down. This first one will be the longest. You can always clasp hands, sucking the arm bones even further underneath for the ribs to get even higher, more vertical. Make sure your neck feels good, neutral curves, not straight, flat on the mat. 5 more. Get the block out of the way. Inhale off the block. Exhale all the way down. Pause, receive, breathe. Second round. Anchor the shoulder blades. Roll the pubic bone forward, arching the back. Inhale, lift you up. Maybe you want to take a leg variation. Feel the ground underneath you as the support to rise above. What are the truths that we live by? Are they in line with our core values and beliefs, or conditioned responses to experiences of the past? One more inhale. Exhale all the way down, neutral spine, deep breath. Last round, pick your adventure. I'm going into wheel, hands outside the ears, fingers facing the feet. Lift the hips, get into the shoulders, lift to the top of the head. Now bring your hands wider and maybe closer to your feet. Suck the arm bone into the shoulders, into the ribs, then push up. I lift my heels so that it tilts my pelvis in a good place in relationship to the ground. I have very tight shoulders, so I'm going to press my chest through my arms, rock it forward. Make sure your lower back is good. Chin to chest, slowly back of head, back of shoulders, ribs, hips, come on down. Pause, receive, walk the feet wide, knock the knees in. Huge breath. Let the legs go side to side. Back and forth, slowly. Feet wide. Internal and external rotation. A little massage on your sacrum. For your sacrum on the ground. All right, this is two poses we've already done standing. We're going to do now laying on our back. And see, feel, and interpret the difference from the relation we have to gravity, the difference there. Leave your knees to the left. Let your left leg work so that it's somewhere passive and comfortable on the ground. Focus on the right foot crawling off to the right until you feel you don't want to go anymore. You have tension in the front of the right hip. Now we can add on. Your knee can be in space as long as it's happy. Right? Bring your elbows to the mat and bring your shoulders over to the right. We're going to get our right hand underneath the ankle. Pull the foot toward the hip. And maybe the big toe is in the crook of the elbow, just like we did. Your left foot might want to move to the right. Maybe your left foot steps down and your knee lifts. The left leg can do anything to help this right side get to where we were in that pigeon variation. Okay. Maybe the left arm goes overhead. I just pulled it a little bit too much. And it got a little unhappy here. There we go. So try it. Maybe you can clasp. And then feel like your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Maybe your left elbow and right knee are as well, but your left elbow and right knee are extending away from each other through your belly, through your center. Are you caught up in the destination, or are you enjoying this part of your journey here? You feel expansive, exploratory, huge breaths. Gently, shoulders return to center, feet to the long edges of the mat, knees together. Neutral spine, deep breath. Right, knees go to the right. Right foot crawls forward. It's just happy passive. Left foot crawls back to the left. Shoulders can scooch to the left. Left arm under the ankle, maybe picks up the foot and draws it into the crook of the elbow. Knee can be up or down. Right arm might reach overhead, clasping fingertips. Shoulder blades flat on the mat. Right foot can be flat on the mat. How are you going to be in a place of comfort, expansion, adventure? Get curious. Notice how it feels laying on your back. Gravity's, helpful here. Gently, slowly returning to center. Feet on the mat, knees together, hips to center. Huge breath. All right. We're going to go left leg. I'm going to switch myself around here. Left leg straight. There we go. Laying on your back. Left leg straight. Scoot right foot on the mat. Scoot your hips to the right. Right knee comes up. Cross body. Left hand takes the right knee to the left. Right arm anywhere on the mat. Open palm. Try to square the shoulders on the mat. And stay in this nice supine twist here. Or we can, again, invitation to where we were standing. Flex the left foot and anchor the left pinky edge in the mat. Squeeze the upper thighs together. Kick the right leg straight to the left. I have the wall here again. Feel your right hip moving forward. Right, that's the same as moving back when we were standing. Keep the legs toned here as you twist away from the root of the right foot to the floor. You can hold it, push it into the wall like I'm doing. You can hold your leg anywhere. You might get the pinky edge of the foot. Strong legs though with the straight right leg. And then soften, return to center. Feet on the mat, hips to center, deep breath. Right leg straight, left foot on the floor. Scooch the hips to the left. Left knee comes up, right hand to left knee, cross body twist. Anywhere the right arm or left arm wants to go, open palm. Try to square your shoulders. And then if you want, right foot flexes in the mat. Hug the thighs together, left hip's moving forward. Left leg can go straight. You can hold the pinky edge. Push into the wall. It can be on the floor. It can be on a block. So many options. What feels, again, adventurous, courageous, but still expansive. This is like our revolved half moon. Notice how it feels now supine on the ground. Different relationship to gravity. Strong straight legs. Left hip moving forward out of the ribs, which would be the same as moving back when we were standing. And softly again, return to center, both feet on the mat, hips to center. Take a pause, reflect. All right, so hug your knees in. Give that lower back some love, rocking side to side. As we start to come into our last shape, decide if there's some other stretch you need. Just massage the lower back a little bit more on the ground. And then depending on your room, you can come into Shavasana, but I thought we would come into legs up the wall. I'm going to use a block so that my hips are higher than the heart, and gravity is just going to feed this cascade and waterfall into the heart and the throat. You don't have to prop up the hips. If you do, regardless if your hips are on a prop or not, you want the sacrum flat and the lower back arched. So I'm just going to bring my bottom hip to the block, use my hands and core to bring me up, bring my legs up, and then I'm just going to adjust. My block is not touching the wall because I want a little bit of angle from my feet to my hips. But this door has like a 2x4 there, right where I want my feet. So I'm getting a little bit closer. So my heels are now on that. Whatever. You do you, but see how I can arch my lower back and get my sacrum flat. You want to keep and maintain the lumbar curve. Shoulder blades nice and flat, arms anywhere that feels open and expressive. Then drop in. I'm gonna let my legs soften. I'm gonna let my arms and shoulders soften. If your head needs support, feel like you have chin tucked in, no overarched curve of the neck. Settle in and get heavy. Close the eyes if it's good for you. And just rest. Each round of breath, deepening your release into the ground. Feel held, supported. Take a moment to scan your body and see if you can get 10% heavier, 5% more relaxed. Where is there tension and gripping? Is it physical, mental, or energetic? If you would like to stay here longer, please do so. If you'd like to revisit a comfortable seat with me, start by first breathing through the bottom ribs, opening up the lungs, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles. If your legs are up the wall, bring your feet to the wall, bending the knees. And even arching the back more, knees can go wide and side to side. Whichever way feels best and supported for you to come off your prop onto one side of your body. Slowly pressing up to sit from there. Prop up the hips. Relax the lower body and root yourself down. Rise up from that connection and feel the energy open to the earth below, the divine above, bringing the hands to prayer in the center at your chest. Scan and notice, how have things changed? What were you able to uncover in practice today? What new truth do you understand? What new philosophy can you uncover? Let Sagittarius season bring you into faith that the best outcome can happen, and that each action step we take is an arrow from our heart and a fire of our purpose. Big breath. Exhale, bow to yourself in reverence. Take the changes you're able to experience here and feel at the end of practice as evidence in your power to create change. The light in me sees, honors, respects the light in you. To you I bow. Namaste. All right, my dear friends, have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon.